people feel already like everyone knows this is one of the most simple offenses out there.
Well, you know what, though? Here's the thing. And I always say this. There are no, secrets in the NFL. I mean, everything you do is on film. There's no one's invented an offense in the last 5 years.
Really, Khalil Shakir's a little route where he went one way, took one step the other way, and then went back. That seemed to be a new wrinkle for Jarian Jones, at least.
Well, okay.
I don't think he's seen that in his young lifetime.
Yes, but, guys have been doing that for
I know.
I mean, there's nothing new in the NFL at this point. But
there are people who are seen as more creative play callers. They're better in the flow of the game.
There is that. But you question some of the play calls, absolutely. But the point the thing that I always look at is, are they executing it regardless of the play call? Are guys running the right routes? Are they running the right depth? Are they picking up the stunts on the defensive line? Is the back? I think 2 weeks ago, ETN missed a chip. He was supposed to chip against when they were playing
Garrett.
Cleveland.
Yeah.
I was on Anton. It was I can't remember the guy's name, but Anton was the right tackle. ETN was supposed to chip the guy going out, and he didn't. He missed the chip, and that guy ended up sacked. I think got one of the sacks against Trevor, or at least pressured him into another sack. Because it's been 2 weeks, and
but how
I don't
can
remember.
it be?
But it's not. But here's the thing. It's that kind of stuff that they continue to do all the time.
Right, it's epidemic throughout a 53-man roster, 48 on game day or whatever. I mean, how can that be that so many guys fail at the little things at the same time? Right? Because it's not just 1 week, it's one play here or there. I mean, we can point to the ETN fumble, right? But there are plenty of plays along the way where they're making mental errors and they stand out more.
Right.
Because they're not overcoming them with big plays.
But like, for example, the Tyreek Hill, one of the two long passes they give up against the Dolphins, okay? They rep that in practice all week because they know that that's coming. They know that's what they're going to do. They've seen it on film, and that's Tyreek, man. They know what's going to happen. They rep it all week in practice. And every time they rep it, the safety's in the right spot. Every single time.
So how does that happen, though?
Okay, so then in the game, the safety's not in the right spot.
That's my point.
Right. So who is that on? If you rep it over and over and over and over in practice.
Yes. It's
right.
Right.
So they've got a lot of guys that are continually not making the right plays or being in the right spot or just missing a small thing here or there. And when you have a bunch of those guys doing it at the same time, you have problems. And yes, is that a coaching issue? Yes.
That to me is when it's systemic like that. When it's going across the board, like you can't point to one guy who's like, that guy's good every time out there.
Well, I can probably point to Logan Cook and Ross Matisic, but yes. But that's where they are.
I mean,
right
is that
now.
where, no, that's really, is that where we are? We're talking about the specialists being the best players on this team?
Yes, it's not even close. The people that are consistently performing what they're asked to do at a high level, week in and week out, it's Logan and Ross, and that's it at this point. That's it.
Apologies to those guys, but nobody thinks about those guys.
Okay.
They just don't.
You're right.
That's fine. You can do a good job, and that's wonderful. I'd rather you do a good job than not do a good job. But no one thinks about the long snapper.
No.
No one does.
You're right.
I mean, how many people around the country know that Ross Matisic was the Pro Bowl long snapper last year? Seriously.
Outside of Jacksonville,
that long snapper is a Pro Bowl position.
Correct.
You know?
Look, I'm just saying, I agree with you, but that is where we are. This is where the franchise was 5, 6, whatever years ago, 4 or 5, we're in 2018, 19, 20, 21. I mean, they were the only guys performing at a consistently high level every single week. And you have to have that to win. Like, you can have that. You have to have that from your quarterback. And then when the few times that the quarterback doesn't perform at that consistently high level, someone's got to pick him up. Well, what you've got going on now is the quarterback's not playing well. The receivers aren't playing well. The offensive line's not playing well. The backs aren't playing well. The play calls aren't working. The interior defensive line has been a huge disappointment this year. You're never sure what you're getting out of the safeties on the back end. The corners are all beat up. They're down Savage, who should play this week, but they were down Savage. They're down Campbell, who's got at least 2 more weeks to go.
Jarian went out early.
Yeah, exactly. And then you've got Monteric Brown starting on the outside, who's okay, but you don't want to have Monteric Brown starting on the outside. If you did want to have Monteric Brown as your starting corner, you wouldn't have drafted Jarian Jones.
You wouldn't have signed Ronald Darby.
Exactly. So, look, it's never I say this all the time. It's never one thing. Everybody wants one thing. But if you want to make an argument that it's the quarterback, you can make that argument. You want to make the argument it's the GM? Absolutely. The coach? Absolutely. Offensive line? Absolutely.
And that's the problem.
Correct.
It's widespread, systemic from top to bottom. And this is a year where Shad Khan put out there that he feels it's the most talented team in history of the franchise. Thought that was silly at the time, but even, I could understand if he just said in my tenure, he could feel that way about it and that they had to get results.
Hey, Mia here, and thanks so much for watching 1010XL Jaguars. For even more coverage of the Big Cats, be sure to subscribe to 1010XL Jaguars.